I completed my volume about the Native people in 2010, and I thought that I was done. Then in 2011, God showed me I was not done. Actually, the first stories in the Forgotten Awakening were just the appetizer. And now He's serving me the whole meal. And the whole meal was the whole history, the whole story, the track record of God's kingdom coming to earth and transforming the nations. And I was to start with the day of Pentecost, move right on through the following centuries and tell it like a story with a continuing plot. And so I began to write Glory Through Time. Glory Through Time, Volume 1, tells the first 7 centuries of this story. Now, let me just say something brief about this volume. A lot of people, and I found this especially true of mainline denominational Christians, a lot of people have become convinced that God stopped doing certain things at a certain point of time during that period. Sometimes they'll say, well, after the last apostle died, God stopped pouring out the Holy Spirit, or stopped the gifts of the Spirit, or maybe stopped doing miracles. That's not my heart. But what God wanted me to do was to show Jesus as the powerful King, sovereign Lord of the universe. And he does what He does through the power of the Holy Spirit. And so my heart in describing what God did, starting in Jerusalem and then moving to the desert fathers in Egypt, and then moving up into a great prayer movement that was in today's France, but in that day it was Gaul, through a man named Cassian. God was on the move, and He was doing it by His Spirit. And so I tell these stories, but before anyone believes that God stopped doing something by the Holy Spirit at a certain point during this period, my advice to you is find out the facts. And one way to check out the facts is to read my book, Glory Through Time, because I've researched this and I tell the stories of what God did. And I would love to have you read my book so that you can decide for yourself, how much did God stop doing?